So now we are doing the things on the same collab file. So I'm not going to change this collab file for the entire course. So this is our day 2 for Python. So now we'll click on a new code. Like we'll click on a new cell and today we'll start from here. Now, how many of you how many of you actually know that what are data structures? How many of you know that what are data structures? Anyone who can tell me what are the data structures in Python or data structures anywhere? So I will tell you what are data structures in a very simple language. See, data structure is like containers. They organize and group the data of same type or different data types. So basically data structure is it's the type of a container that holds the data of same type or different type. Now, it basically depends upon mutability. So what is mutability? So for example, if you have defined something in a variable. So for example, if I have defined A is equal to Durgesh, so I will tell you these stuff. So I'll start from mutability. What is mutability? So now, if I have written, so see, you know that what is a variable. So this A is a variable, and in this variable, I am going to drop Durgesh. So in this variable, I have dropped Durgesh. Now tell me, if this A holds the value Durgesh, can we change this value? Can we do any kind of manipulation on this value? So you think that if A is equal to Durgesh, so we can, with the help of manipulation, we can make it like this. Drgesh. You think we can make it? Okay. So see, you people are wrong. See, how can you replace? Like in this, you can replace. See, if you have defined anything, like if you have defined Durgesh to the A stuff, then you can make a different string and in that you can replace. But if A is defined as Durgesh, you cannot change this A. If A is defined to Durgesh, that Durgesh is defined to A, you cannot change this A. How many of you think a string is mutable or immutable? Tell me. How many of you think we can change something in a string? So the answer is mutability. First, understand mutability. What is mutability? So mutability is something, for example, if you are defining something, if you are defining something in any of the data structures. So I told you what is a data structure. Data structure is a container kind of thing which stores some specific kind of values and it organizes your data. So your data is not in a, like your data will be scattered in one place. So this is something known as data structure. You don't have to go in deep in data structure. Now, a string is a kind of data structure. A string is a kind of data structure. So the thing that you are seeing here, the thing that you are seeing here, it's basically a string, which is known as str. So str is basically a data type for string. So for example, if I will write here type A, it will tell me that it is a string data type. So now a string is a data type and a string is a data structure also. String is a data structure also. Now, if I have written A equal to Durgesh, see, I can change the things. I can change the things, but I have to hold it in different way, in a different variable. If a variable A is defined as Durgesh, you cannot change the things inside this. Your variable A will hold Durgesh only because it's a string data structure. So if you are making anything as a string data structure, you cannot replace anything in that. So strings are immutable. So immutable means when you have defined a data structure and you have holded some values in it, so if you are able to change those values, then it is mutable. If you are not able to change those values, then it is immutable. Now someone has given me one code, Raja. I will tell you what he wants to ask. So he's saying that I have written A is equal to Durgesh. And after that, I have written A is equal to Raja. Now he is saying me, if you will print A, what will happen? And now you people will tell me what will happen. Now, a simple question, those who have attended class yesterday. In Python, in Python, how the flow works? From line first to line last, yes or no? Yes or no? So if A is equal to Durgesh is here, it is like you are able to store it. Now in the second line, A is equal to Durgesh. So you have replaced it by defining it at the same point of time. You are not doing any manipulation, Raja. What you are doing is you are again defining it. So first it is defined as Durgesh. In the second line, it is defined as Raja. So the output will be Raja only because last line will be seen. But if you are doing any manipulation, like if you are writing, just I'll tell those things afterwards. But if you are doing any manipulation and then at that point of time you want to change this thing, you will not be able to do that. And I will tell you what kind of manipulation, everything. But I want to tell you all that a string is a kind of data structure that holds the values, and those values are not like you cannot change those values with the help of manipulation. So a string is basically a immutable data type or immutable data structure, not data type, a immutable data structure. Now, I will tell you what I'm saying by changing the things. So for example, if it is written A is equal to Durgesh. Now in Python, there is something known as index. Index. Now, how many of you know what is the index?
हेलो
Hello.
अच्छा कितने करने हैं वो बताएंगे पापा
So how many of you know what is index? What is index in Python? Okay. So I will tell you what is index in Python. Suppose it is A is equal to Durgesh. Now, in Python, index starts from 0. So it's basically position of the words or letters that are holding that place. So in Python, index starts from 0. So D is at 0th position, then U is at first position, R is at second position. So in Python, index starts from letter, like index starts from value 0. Now, if I have written something known as A0, if I have written A of 0, A0, what will be the output? The output is D, which means, see, if you want to find out the index of any letter in the string, if you want to find out index of any letter in the string, if you will write A0, then you will get D. If I'm writing A of 1, then what will be the output? So in the variable A, I am just finding out the letters that are in that position. So in 1, we will get U. Now, the people who are saying or who want to understand why Python, why string is immutable or mutable. Now, what I will do is I will assign a value to A1. So tell me what value you want to assign to A1. So I will assign a value B to A1. You know that if I'm using a single equal to, which means I am assigning a value. Everybody knows this thing. If I'm using a single equal to, which means I am assigning a value. So what I am doing is I am assigning a new value to A1. The previous value was u. The previous value was u, but now I'm assigning a new value, which is b. Will I be able to do so? Tell me. Is this thing possible? Error. See, I told you, string is immutable. You cannot change anything in a string. So see, you are changing the thing. The original thing is u in A1, and you want to place b there. You will not be able to do so. That's why I'm saying a string is immutable. If you have defined A with Durgesh, Durgesh will remain same. It cannot be changed. Is this thing clear to everyone? So in today's class, we'll talk about a string only. So this is something known as indexing. So if you are writing A1, then you will get B. Now, there is something known as LEN or length. How many of you know what is length? So if I have written A is equal to Durgesh, how many of you know what is length? Many of you have learned SQL. Do you know what is length? So length is basically a function that is used to get the total. Like for example, in this Durgesh, there are 7 characters. So if you want to get total number of characters in a string or in a list or any place, then you have to use function length. So for example, if I have written a dot len, is it a correct thing if I am writing a dot len? First, is it the correct thing? Can we write it like this? And if I'm writing it like this, len a, is this thing correct? This thing is correct. So length is a function that is used to calculate the number of characters in a string or in different other data structures. But right now we are going to learn about string only. So just understand, length is a function that is used to count the number of letters in that string. Now tell me, the letters are 7 and index starts from 0. So don't get confused. Length is basically counting the number of letters in that string. And indexing is something starting from 0 to that word. Is this thing clear to all of you? Now, after this, what we will do is we're going to learn new things in string. There are different things in string, but we'll start from basics only. So now everybody knows that how to take out the index. So if you want to take out the index of the string, if you want to find the letter that is on that on like index that you want, so you can do it like this. A5 will give you this S. Starting from 0 and till 5, it will go to S and you will get S here. This is something known as how to find out the index letter or index position. Like what is the thing that is holding at that index position? You can find it with this thing. Now, there is something known as in. So how many of you know about in clause in SQL? Like there is an in clause in SQL. How many of you know about that? So suppose I have defined a string. So this time I want to take the input from the user. So I will write A is equal to input. And you know that if you are taking an input from a user, then by default that input will get in the form of a string. If you are taking an input from the user, then you have to take input here, and by default, that input will be in the form of string. Now, if you want to make it in the form of integer, then you have to apply int here and you have to close this thing. So this is basically known as typecasting. We are changing the data type of a thing that we are going to define. But so right now in this question, we are going to take the things in input only. Now, if you want to give the message to the person who, like, if you want to give the message to the user who is going to enter the thing, you can write enter a string so that he will be able to understand what you want. Now, in the second line, we will go and now we'll write if, and I will define as value a. If a, if a in a. Now tell me, this a is a alphabet or a string, and this a is my variable. Now I will write print true. So now everybody knows that why I have given a space here, because in Python is a indentation. Like you have to follow the indentation in Python. So indentation basically means if you are writing a writing a condition, or if you're writing a loop or anything, at that point of time you have to understand, if you have used colon, you cannot start from the straight line. You cannot start from the beginning. You have to give a space, and in Google Colab or in Jupyter Notebook, you will automatically get that space. You don't have to use it. But for example, if you are started from the starting of the line, then you have to press a tab. So in Python, you have to follow these things. Now I am writing if a in a, print true. Now else condition. So else comes with if. So else, if this is not the condition, then print false. Now, who will tell me what this line means? What is the meaning of this line? So let's do this. So see, first it will ask me something. Enter a string. I will enter a string Abhimanyu. Now I will press a enter. See, I'm getting a output true. So if you want to check, see Abhimanyu, in Abhimanyu, small a is there. So I want to check if a in a. It is just like a like operator. You have learned about like operator. It's just like a like operator. I am checking if a letter is present in my string, then print true, else print false. Now, this is small a. So right now, you are seeing small a. So if I'm checking small a, then it will give me the position of small a only. It will not give me the position of capital A, because in Python, there is something known as case sensitivity. So if you are writing a small letter, then the things will be of a small letter only. And if you are writing a capital letter, then string like things will be of a capital letter only. You cannot write it according to your own way. If you have defined something in a small a, then you have to write it in a small a only. You cannot write it in capital A. Now let's change something here. So now this time I will not write print true. I will write a of a of a. Is this a correct thing? Again, I will do the same thing. A of A. How many? Let just tell me what will be the output. So I will write the write the string inside it. So I will write Abhimanyu again. Tell me what will be the output. Let's check the answer now. Okay, so people have given me the answer as error. How many of you think it's an error? How many of you think it's an error? So people who are, please, I will recommend you one thing. If you are learning Python, please try to solve the things along with me. Please try to solve the things along with me. Please. Now let's run it. See, I'm getting error. So you can find the element, you can find the letter or element with this way, but you cannot find the index with this method. So if you want to get a of 0, a of 1, this will work, but you will not be able to find the things in a different way. You will not be able to find, like with this way, you will not be able to find the letter in that, like the letter index with this way. You cannot find the letter index with this way. You can find the letter with the index, but you cannot find the index with the letter in this way. I hope you are clear. Now tell me what will be the output in this case. Let's run it again and I will write Abhimanyu. Now what will be the output? The output will be A. See, this was my condition. If is present in A, which means A is present in Abhimanyu. So at that point of time, print A of 0, and A of 0 is capital A. Else print A of 1. So sir, if this condition is correct, then the compiler will go here only. It will not go to this condition, because by default our first condition is correct, so it will go inside this block. But for example, if this condition was wrong, then it will not go inside this block, it will directly jump to this block, which is else, and it will give you the output. Is this thing clear? Now we'll see one more method. So I will write A equal to Durgesh. And this time I will write print A dot index of R. Tell me what will be the output. Please see the complete thing in a correct manner and tell me what this, will I get the output, yes or no? Will I get the output, yes or no? Question is, will I get the output if I will run this? Please answer. No, which is correct because I have not defined R in inverted commas. R is a string, you have to define it in inverted commas. Now tell me, will I get the output? Yes or no? So now let's run this. So I'm getting the output as 2. So starting from 0, R is at second position. So this is the function used for finding the index of a letter. So you got to know both of the things. How to find the letter with the index and how to find the index with the letter. Is this thing clear to all of you? Is this thing clear to all of you? Okay, if R is not there, so let's check. So see, I is not present in this string. Let's check what will be the output. See, if something is not present there, it will give you an error. So if you have something there, then only you will get the output. If you don't have that this I in the your string, then you will not get any output. You will get an error. Is this thing clear to all of you? See, the things that I am teaching you in this class, these kind of things will be asked in your interview at a smaller case. And when we'll move forward, then in the bigger case also, these kind of things that I will teach you will be asked in your interview. So just try to understand each and everything. And if you have any questions, please try to ask. Okay. Now we'll move forward. So now I will give you a question. Now I will give you a question. Write a Python code to take a string from a user and check if yes is present in that string or not. If is present, if yes is present, then print last letter of the string, else print thanks. Now this is the question and the concept that I have told you till now. From those concepts only you will be able to solve this question. Now I will pick up any one of you and I will ask you the things step by step. So let's take anyone. Pratik. Pratik, can you please turn on your mic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Pratik, like we'll start from the scratch. So
Okay.
first thing what we will do.
Sir, we will take user input like
Okay. So how to take user input? I will take a variable A
variable
and
int string
I will write input here.
input. Yeah.
Now we will give a message to the like user also so that he can understand. So I will write enter your string,
Yeah.
any message that I want to give. Now, what will be the second part?
Then if condition, sir.
If
If yes
hmm,
is present, if yes is present in string, like in given string, something like we can write in yeah in a
if yes in A,
yeah ASM define. Yeah.
then after
Then
this, if
print
yes in A, okay,
then present string print last letter like
how to
print
print
last
the
letter.
last letter?
Okay.
This is the tricky thing. How to print the last letter? All the people who can tell me how to print the last letter, please tell.
Index of
Okay. What you will do is you will
p
write
of
A
minus 1.
and you know that the length function,
Yeah.
length of my A, and will it be length of A only? See, if you will do a length of A, then what will be the output?
A length of,
one letter extra than the last index.
yeah. Then
Because
minus,
length starts from
yeah,
1 and its index starts from 0. You have to print a minus, you have to write a -1 here.
-1.
Or you can do one more thing. You can directly write a -1. That is also correct. If you will write a -1. So what we will do, we will print something like this. Else. Now what will be there in the else condition?
Print
Else
thanks.
print thanks.
Thanks.
Now tell me, what will be the, for example, if I have written, now I will write this question. Like I will write something. I yes, I am right. So this is my string. Yes, I am right. Now, yes is present here. So now let's check if I want to print the last character. So what is the length here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, space 6, 7, 8, 9, space 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it is 14. And in this, if you start from 0, there is no index at 14. So the last index will be -1, length -1. So it will give you a T here. So let's enter. So T is the output. Now, if I will write only -1 here, then also if I am writing yes, I am the best, then also I'm getting T. Now this -1 is something, it's a different case. There is something known as slicing in string. Then I will tell you about this -1 and everything. But right now, the things that I have told you till now, the length function will work because I have told you about the length thing. I have not told you about slicing on anything. So length of a -1. Is everybody clear here?
Yes.
Okay. So now we'll start with slicing. So how many of you are aware about slicing in a string? Okay. So I'm writing, I will ask you like this session will be question answer kind of session. So if you want to understand Python better, the best type of session will be asking the questions and getting the answers from the people who are learning, so that they will also be interactive with the session, like feel interactive interaction with the session. So what I will do is I will write b equal to uh, so this is my string. I am happy. Now what I will do is I will write b, and this time I will write two things here: 0 colon 1. Now this is something, this is a kind of slicing thing. So if I've written b 0 colon 1, let's check what will be the answer. The answer is I. So first I will explain you what the 0 1 holds. So 0 holds the starting. 0 holds the starting. And the second number, and the second thing that is here is ending. But in ending is always -1. So if you are writing 2 here, then it will be 2 minus 1, 1. So any point of time, if you are writing the ending thing, it will always be -1. So ending is always -1. -1. So now let's again do the things. Now this time I will ask a different question. B 3 5. What will be the output? If I'm writing 3 5. M and space. So it is starting from 3. 0, 1 for space, 2, 3. So starting from M. Now ending is like it's from 3 to 5. So 3 to 5, it will not be 3 to 5, it will be 3 to 4 only because ending is always -1. So from M to the next character, which is fourth character. So this is your output. M space. Output is M space. Now if I'm writing B, 2, and 6, what will be the output? Starting from 2, 0, 1, 2, starting from A and till fifth index because 6 minus 1, 5. So A, M space H. So this is something known as slicing. And there are different other types of slicing also. But this is our first type in which we are taking only two things, starting and ending. Now, if I have written only this much, B 4. If I have written only this much, then what will be the output? So if we are not writing anything, if we are not writing anything in the starting, then by default, the starting will take 0 index. If we are not writing anything in starting, by default, starting will take 0th index. Now, same like this, if we'll write B 2 colon, tell me what will be the output? Let's check. I'm happy. Correct. If you are not giving any ending, by default, ending will be last. So now what we will do is now we'll try the other method. So now we will try to do some changes here. So now we are going to take a string happy birthday. And I'm going to write a of -1 -2. Now tell me what will happen here. What will be the output? Take your time. Take your time. Correct. Many of you are correct. It is like a space only. Now to explain it, I will take a different number. I will take 3 here and I will take 7 here. Now tell me what will be the output. Then I will explain this. Who will explain this? Any one of you who wants to explain this, how this is happening? So let's run it. Again, we are getting nothing. Who will explain this? Just hold for a minute. Correct. Parag is correct. It cannot take the greater number at first. See, every time if you will do a manipulation like this, you cannot start from a greater number at a starting. You cannot start with a greater number at a starting. Or you can take only -7. For example, if I'm taking only -7, then what will be the output? See, if you are doing a slicing and you are writing a greater number first, then it will not work. It will give you a space only. But for example, if I'm writing -7 here, then what will happen? You are getting I, starting from the last till the 7th position. So now let's do one more thing. I am going to take -4 here and I'm going to take 2 here. This is my last question for the 2 slicing thing. So just tell me, if I'm taking -4 here and 2 here, then what will be the output? Again, the same thing. So everybody is clear. We cannot take the smaller number here in the starting. But if it is something like this, then tell me what will be the output. What will be the output now? Correct. So how this thing is working? Who will explain me how this thing is working? See, starting is from 4th index. So what is our 4th index? What is our 4th index? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Y is our 4th index. Now this -2 is there. Minus Am I audible to all of you? Hello? Hello? Yeah, okay. So just tell me from the last index, what we do. What we do from the last index, we do a -1. So -2 -1, what will be the output? If we are doing -2 -1. Tell me, what will be -2 -1? Okay. -2 -1. It will be minus minus plus. So if it will be minus minus plus, then what is the last index from the, what is the third index from the last? If minus minus is plus, which means it's basically -3. So then what is the third index from the last? You know that if there is minus, then it takes from last. So what is the third index from the last? D. So it will go till D. So from Y, it will go till D. We'll take one more question to understand this. Let's take this time 4 and 5. Let's take 2 here. So 2 minus 5. Now tell me what will be the output here. This time I will run it, Hamza. Just try to tell the output. See, slicing is very important. That's why I'm focusing on the slicing thing. Take your time and give me the output in the chat box. Okay. Well, we have given the output. PPY BIR, PPY BIR. Okay. Now let's first we'll do a dry run kind of thing. So starting is from 2. So starting is from P. Now -5. -5 -1 will be -6. So what is the sixth index from the last? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's starting from P till R. Let's run and check this. Correct. Starting from P till R. Is this thing correct? Is this thing clear to all of you? See, people confuse a lot in this stuff. So you people don't have to confuse. Like, just understand everything from basics, how it is actually performing, how the things are performed here in this kind of slicing thing. Now, let's do something else. So now if I'm doing something here, just write a code. I'm going to write a code. I'm writing A is equal to, and I'm giving here a value, Durgesh. Yeah, I'm giving my name here. Now I'm writing A 1, 5, and I'm giving one more thing with the third place. At the third place, I'm giving one more thing. So now it's 2 here. Then how many of you can tell me the answer for this? Because basically previously we are doing only two things, like starting and ending. I have introduced one new thing at the third place. Now what will be the output? Let's run and I will explain it. The answer is UG. Now I will explain you how it is performed. Starting is from the index 1, which means starting is from U. Now, second thing tells us the ending, which means ending is at fourth index. fourth index. So if starting is from the first index and ending is at the fourth index, then what we will get? We will get U R G. We'll get U R G. Yes or no? Till the second place only. Am I correct till the second place? Just tell me yes or no. Or I have to do one more thing here. Am I correct? Yes or no? URG is correct till the second place only. Now the third thing tells us how much we have to skip. Now in the third thing also we have to subtract 1. So if I subtract 1 from my 2, what will be the value? If I subtract 1 from 2, what will be the value? The value will be 1 only, which means this third thing tells us how much we have to skip. How much we have to skip. So if I am writing 2 here, which means I have to subtract first, I have to subtract 1 from it. So the answer will be 1. Then I have to skip the first, like I have to skip after every first letter, I have to skip. So U will be there, R will be skipped, and then again you will get G. That's why UG is the output. We'll take one more example and we'll understand this more clearly. The people who are not able to understand in this part. So now we are going to take a string B and I'm writing Abhishek Kumar. And this time I'll take a big example to make you understand this topic. So I'm going to start from 2. I'm going to take till 10 and I'm going to give 3 here. Now tell me, first you will tell me starting. Starting will be from where? Oh yeah. Starting from will be from AH. Okay. Now, what will be the ending index? Rajkumar, don't do this thing. Like, don't try to annotate anything in the screen. Okay. So now tell me, what will be the last, like, what will be the ending? Tell me the ending value. The ending value will be 10 minus 1, which is 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What will the ending value? Again, just understand. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The ending value is K or what? The ending value is K or U. So the ending value is our K. Which means till here, we have to take from H to K. Till here, we have to take H from H to K. Now the third thing tells us how much we have to skip. Now the skipping thing, we have to 3. The 3 is the skipping value. We have to do a minus 1 here. Then the value is 2. So after every second character, we have to skip. Now let's run it. So the first outcome was our starting from B. Sorry, starting from EH, and we are going to take till HISHEK SHISHEK space capital K space capital K. Now we have to skip 2 things. Why I'm getting this 2, 10, 3? I don't know why I'm getting this R here. R.
So you have written A of, you have to mention B
Okay,
of.
okay, okay. Sorry. Yeah, that's why I'm saying like why I'm getting R there. Okay. Thanks. I have to do B. So now we'll understand how it is happening. See, we have to start from our letter H. So first we will see without any gapping or thing. So HISHEK underscore K. This is our string without any like skipping part. Now if we are skipping three values, then first we'll take H, then 1, 2, again H, because 3 minus 1 will be 2. So two values are skipped, again H, then again two values are skipped, then space. The answer is H space. Is this thing clear to everyone? If you people have any questions, you can ask.
So I have a doubt. Instead of giving the end of value 3, if we give minus something, what will happen? Like minus 3.
Let's check. If we'll give any minus value, but if we'll give minus 2, you give minus 3. You cannot skip in a negative form.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? And this is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
good question. See, this question was asked to me in an interview in India Mart. So if we give a negative value in the skipping part, we'll always get nothing.
Oh,
So I think if you will get any question now, and see, now negative thing. So the thing is, for example, if I am writing, this statement is not completely correct because I will tell you what is the case here. Just we'll do one thing. So I have like I will write this afterwards because I have to again complete these things in the form of notes. Then I share with you. So I will not write it right now because people will not be able to understand. Let's see one more example first. For example, if I have written colon minus 1, if I have written something like this, colon minus 1. See, negative value is here. Negative value is here. And you know that starting is from nothing, ending is from nothing, which means starting is from start and ending is from start. Now, if I'm using minus 1 here, tell me what will be the output. It will reverse the string. But for example, if I have given 2 here, 5 here, then what will be the output? So understand the person who has asked me this question. If you write some values here, if you write some values here, then this part, if you are writing some values here and then you are putting this part as negative, it will give you nothing because starting is from a desired location and ending. You are giving the locations of starting and ending. Then you cannot skip in the negative form. But if you are not getting any giving anything here, if you are giving nothing here, then what will happen is by default, this string will start from last and it will start like it will just reverse the string. So basically this colon minus 1 is used for reversing the string. So now, for example, if I have written a minus 2 here, if I have written a minus 2 here, then what will happen? Anybody who wants to tell me the answer, if I have written minus 2 here. if I have written a -3 here.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, hello.
Sir, your voice is lagging.
Now it's clear. Hello.
Now it's clear. -2 वाले
Cool.
में वॉइस पूरा लैग हो गया था.
Okay. The point is why I'm telling, like, why I'm explaining this concept right now. See, whenever you are giving a desired location at starting and desired location at ending, then if you are using a minus in the last skipping part, it will always give you nothing. But whenever you are not getting any giving any starting or ending value, and then you are giving this -2, then see what is happening. If I'm giving -1, if I'm giving -1, I am just getting the reverse. But if I'm using a -2, so what will happen? It will leave a single value every time. R, then A is like removed. Then M, then U is removed. Then K, then space is removed. Then K. So this is a different way when we are using a slicing thing and we are not giving a starting and ending position and we are only giving the skipping part. Then what will happen is, see, this is -2. This is -2. Just understand this -2. If you are not giving any starting and ending position, just understand this -2 as just understand this -2 at one, like it will only skip one position. So -2 -1, -2 -1 will be -3. -2 -1 will be -3. But if you are not giving any condition in the starting, then -2 will not be -3. Just you have to understand this -2 is like giving a single space, like skipping one value only. If you are not giving anything at the starting. See, this is a special case. If we are doing this like this, these are the special cases. So you just have to understand, make a simple logic in your mind. If you are writing -2, if you are writing -2, then you will skip one letter from the last. If you are writing -3, then you will skip two letters from the last. Starting R, then U, then two letters skipped, then K, then two letters skipped, S, then two letters skipped, B, then two letters skipped, nothing. So you have to understand it like this. Take the last thing as just take it like this. You have to in the reverse form, you have to like give a two spaces, kind of like two skips. If you are using -3, if you are using -4, then you have to give three skips. Just keep this thing in your mind. This is basically a special case, and this case you only use when we want to reverse something. This kind of thing will not be asked in your interview. They can ask you this thing that I have told at starting, that if you give a value here and if you give a value here, then you have to give a positive value here. But in this case, the last thing that I have asked you right now, like told you right now, in this case, only this is used, which is like reversing a string. So many of the times we have a question known as palindrome string. So in palindrome string, we do it like this. And when we'll talk about palindrome, we will do this question. So this is a part of, just understand, this is something known as reversing the string. So if you are writing colon colon -1, which means you are reversing the string. Okay, so Hamza has given me something to run. Let's take that. So B is equal to, Abhishek Kumar was there. He wants me to do B colon colon 2 -3. See, Hamza, you cannot do it like this. You have to write an integer value here. Now, if I am writing colon 1, then see what will happen. Abhishek Kumar. If I'm writing colon 2 here, are you getting this point? What is happening right now? The things that are starting in the previous from ending, now those things are starting from scratch. Because you are using a plus sign, like you are giving a positive value. But when you will give a negative value, then these things will be reversed. Now, don't understand this minus sign as, just understand this minus sign is nothing. This minus sign is like, for your better understanding, just understand this minus sign as reverse logic. Just understand this minus sign as reverse logic. Now, do everything like the same way you are doing. So this minus sign is reverse logic, which means starting will be from reverse. Now, if I am writing 2 here, so in the ending, if you subtract -1, 2 minus 1, what will be? It will be. If I subtract 1 from 2, what will be the answer? 1. So that from the ending, you have to space, like you have to leave one letter. If I'm writing -3 here, then minus means the ending. You have to start from ending. So from the ending, we have to do 3 minus 1, which means two steps we have to leave. Is this thing clear to all of you? Anybody who is not able to understand, please ask me. I will explain you again. Minus is just understand, for your better understanding, just understand minus is telling you that right now you have to start from the reverse, from the last. And if 3 is there, then you know from the ending you have to subtract -1. If 3 is there, then -1 will be 2. So from the ending you have to skip two positions and you have to give the output. So this is something known as slicing. So that's all for the session today. Like, we'll stop till here only, because I'm not going to put like different amount of things in your mind. So this is like end of the session right now.